All right, so we got about a 16-inch Zelkova. You could see here it was kind of like a 1.5 to 2 foot long lawn strip, then concrete, then a lawn here or some kind of open patch here. So you could see, you know, this root, you got pretty good radial root structure going everywhere, but this root right here in particular is almost 2 or 3 times the size of the other ones, and it's because it was accessing this big open patch here. So in order to pour the concrete, we need to get 4 inches clearance, and we're going to try and pour straight over the step. So we're going to try and leave that piece of the root intact. This piece of the root, you can see, to get 4 inches down, we're taking about half of that root completely. So we're just going to cut it from the stair line over to where the new bed's going to be. So our standard calls for, we have a 36-inch ADA compliance that we're trying to maintain from here to here. And then from over here, we got about 54 inches from the curb to the orange tape where the new tree bed's going to be. That's just going to be left open, exposed. These roots over here, they're pretty close to being 4 inches down, so we're not sure if we're going to do anything with these yet. We might take a 1/2 inch off them or so on this side, leave them intact on that side. But our standard tree bed size calls for 10 by 5 in the city, and we got 10 by 4.5. That's possible with ADA compliance here. And you could see if that bed had been made that way to begin with, this might not be a problem, or at least it wouldn't be as bad of a problem. But obviously Zelkova is not the right choice for a street this narrow. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to take this piece of the root off and then come back and keep an eye on it and see if we end up getting callus wood that grows back, or if it decays, and if the tree starts to show signs of die back, we'll keep an eye on that. Right now it's fairly healthy canopy. Buds everywhere. There's a couple, like a small break right there, but other than that, there's nothing really wrong with this canopy right now in terms of health and vigor. So we'll see what happens after leaf out, and then maybe the following season. Use this to pry it. Unfortunately, our step down idea is not going to work because the root comes right along the step line here, and there'd be nowhere to drop off. And it goes all the way back to this flag, so we can't have the homeowner build a floating flag like that, or pour that much concrete. So we're going to have to finish this cut. And our logic on this was we've already made the wound here, so the top of this, like saving that's not really going to do anything anyway for the tree. So we're just going to go ahead and finish that cut all the way back and allow them to just make their drop off like they would want to normally anyway. And if you look, there's actually another root that goes off this way that's low enough. So, as bad as this cut is and this work is, we think the tree's actually probably going to be fine. I mean, this root comes all the way through, and you can see cracking back here. So that root's probably well established in the back here. The only thing we have to worry about is decay setting in and this starting to die back over time. But again, this root is so massive. If it starts callusing over and it has a healthy root system on the other end, we think it's probably going to be all right. All right, so we went ahead and cleaned up the whole cut. We were able to maintain this root almost completely, which branches off of the main one that we were cutting, so that's great. And then there's also another one you can see dips here and here. And we nicked it a little bit here, but for the most part, this is intact and that's intact. So we're hopeful that this will take this in stride. We'll see what happens.